Are the Saudi boxing events getting better? Do they even listen to any of the observations and criticisms? Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On Me Edson. I hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So, Saudi Arabia boxing events, as we know, it's become big news over the last sort of 12 months and some big fights already there. Big boxing cards. And this weekend, we've obviously got the 5v5 Queensberry against Matchroom, a kind of an innovative concept of having promoters against promoters, two stables going head to head. Great concept, and we got some great fights, and I've already given my predictions in a short this last week. But the question here is, are the events getting better each time? So if I look back at the last few cards that they've had, I would say there's definitely been evolution. They're definitely getting it better. And one of the big criticisms has been of the atmosphere. Well, yes, it's a new thing for them as well, and it's a new thing for their culture to have these kind of events happening as well. But in terms of the overall infrastructure, the way they're developing the stadium or the arena and the general infrastructure around it, it's been fantastic. The way they're sort of starting to spread out the fights throughout the night and have less kind of entertainment in it. Yes, I still question why you're having a singer, come on before the main fight as well. I'm not so sure that we want to see that, and maybe we might see that change in the future as well. So get rid of that kind of razzmatazz and just focus on the boxing. And also, if you can just bring the fights a little bit closer to each other, so it's not so much stop start throughout the night. It is kind of quick fire. You get the fight, then there's a short break, and then you get another fight. That's kind of the way we want to see it. And those are the observations that a lot of people have made. But the events are definitely getting better. They are evolving. I've said this in a previous video as well. You can't expect everything to be fantastic overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Saudi boxing is not going to be built in a day as well. It will take time. But if you think of the growth that they've had over the last year or so, it's been exponential. It's just been going up and up and up and up. It's just got better and better. The cards have got better. The boxing experiences have got better. And in the last fight with Fury against Usyk, yes, granted it was undisputed, but the atmosphere was a lot better because both camps brought a load of fans in as well. Especially the Fury fans were very vocal, and there was a bit of shenanigans beforehand and during as well. But both fans were very vocal. Now, this might be something alien to the Saudi culture for people to be so vocal at these events. And maybe this is what they're starting to understand now, that there has to be an atmosphere. But not all boxing events have a great atmosphere. Not all boxing events are packed from the very first moment the boxing event starts in the undercard or in the prelims all the way to the main event. Now, this has been an observation, let's say, from like misfits boxing or influencer boxing, where no matter what stage of the undercard you're at, the arena is usually very full because people are invested in watching these fights and watching these influencers go at it in a ring. So this is kind of what we're seeing in Saudi as well. That it's been a very sort of slow build-up, but the undercard is starting to be watched a little bit as well. And then you get to the main card. So what we want to see is that even if they don't have the full atmosphere, let's say of a UK or an American audience, it is building up, and there's more eyes on the early fights as well. That's kind of what you want to see as well. But they're definitely getting better. Now, the question is, do they listen to criticism? Do they listen to observations? I would say, just from hearing some of the observations of the past, then you look at the subsequent events, you can see, well, actually, they've made changes here. Now, whether they've directly listened to a broadcaster or a journalist or a YouTuber or whatever it is, but, you could see that they've made changes or they've tried to address it. I have no doubt that Turki Al-Sheikh has a backroom staff, let's say, a whole department. It might even be hundreds of people in terms of government departments that are working on this as a project. And they've got feelers everywhere, and they're watching every bit of content and every bit of an opinion out there, just to fine-tune what is going on, because that's exactly what I would do. If I'm in that position where I'm putting on a big event and I want to improve, so every time, I would be listening out for the observations, I would be listening out to the criticisms, but also any bits of advice that people are saying, or any kind of wants or desires that people want to say, we want this done because we think it'd be a much better event. We want this speeded up. We want them to get rid of that. We want, just to focus on this kind of thing. That's what I would do. I would be having my whole team of people, my whole army of people, as it were, just focusing just to see what people are saying out there and then work on improving. Because it's all about feedback. You can put on an event, you can put out your message, as it were, but you need to have the feedback. You need to make sure that the feedback, the opinion, is coming back to you so that you can understand what is going on, understand how well it's been received. And I believe that they're doing it. Yes, there's some cultural things that they have to overcome. There are some cultural things that they need to kind of twist a little bit just so it works for all parties. Granted, there are some structural things and timing things and maybe just a general format that we all have to get used to a little bit. But it doesn't mean that they are standing still. Far from it. They are moving all the time. They're evolving all the time. So I think they are getting better. It's not the finished article by far, but they are getting better. They've got some great ideas and some interesting ideas for boxing going forward as well, in terms of what kind of tournaments they can have and who they can match up against whom and all this kind of stuff, and where could they have the fights in the future, and what else can they do around boxing. So it's very interesting, in many ways very exciting what they're doing. But I also think they're evolving, but they're listening. They are definitely listening to what people are saying. And they're kind of embracing broadcast media, traditional media, radio, TV, the way they've kind of gone to the broadcasters and said, look, you can all have a piece of the pie here. It's just not going to be one broadcaster. It's going to be Sky. It's going to be ESPN. It's going to be TNT, DAZN. Everybody can have a piece of this pie because we want to push it out to everybody. Great. That's what we want. You just have your own option. It's the same price. Just click on there. That's your preferred format. Bosh. That's the way it should be. Same with the broadcasters and the journalists to say, look, we want you all on this. We want you to come on this. We listen to what you say, and we want you to come and experience it for yourself. YouTubers, whatever, TikTokers, whatever it is, anybody online, they're reaching out to people and they're saying, look, we want you to come out to here. And these are not people who are necessarily ex-boxers that they've drawn out there already, high-profile names to be in the audience. No, they're actually reaching out to people who comment on boxing. True Geordie is literally just been drafted to go out there and do live shows out there for this very reason. They've reached out and said, we want you over here, we want you involved. This is the kind of thing that they're doing because they're evolving, they're listening, and they're making changes, and they're working with what people are saying as well. So it's a great thing that they're doing. It's a great thing that they're listening, and it's a great thing that there's no arrogance about them in the way that they're delivering the boxing. They have a very clear goal. The goal is to draw eyes to Saudi Arabia. It's a PR campaign, it's a marketing campaign for the country. That's fine, that's great. But they're listening to what people are saying to improve the boxing events. And they're doing it with multiple different ways, by the broadcast media, by the radio stations, by the journalists, and by social media as well. It's a full court press, as it were, and they're doing a very good job. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are they getting better with each event? Are they listening? And will they continue to improve? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you know what to do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And I will catch you again on another video coming very, very soon. Bye now.